Welcome back to another episode of Wrestle Capsule, where you're going to be getting your weekly dose of pro wrestling talk. And I'm your host, Dee. So welcome back to the show. I know you're like, what? Where's your face at? It's just your voice. Yeah, so this is a little bit different from what I normally do, but I wanted to try something new out. So I just got done reading an article and finding out some newsy news. You might have heard about it already, but I just wanted to open up the conversation on my channel and talk about it. So apparently AEW's El Capitan, Tony Khan, did a recent interview with News 12 where he was promoting his Wednesday's Grand Slam episode of Dynamite and just, promoting it, putting some hype underneath of it. And within the interview, he actually takes a huge shot at WWE, just straight coming at their neck, all the while putting over, as they say in the article, Northeast region of America, the United States. So what am I talking about? So let me just quote it. So this is what Tony Khan said in the interview with News 12. We're running a lot of great shows around the Northeast. It's so many great wrestling markets in one geographic region. I'll say it. It's the crown jewel of wrestling markets. The real crown jewel of wrestling markets, not some BS overseas in Saudi Arabia. The real crown jewel, New York City, is where you want to be. Lot of mercy, Heresy. When I read that, I'm like, wait, Tony Khan legit said this to put over his Grand Slam episode of Dynamite. He pissed on Crown Jewel. Now, you guys already know. I think I said it in not my recent video, but probably the video, the SmackDown, last week's SmackDown. I was talking about how I've never liked Crown Jewel. Every time I've watched it, I've always had a weird feeling in my stomach. It just screams desperation to me that we always, like, WWE would always go over there. WWE would put up Crown Jewel over WrestleMania when it's the total and complete opposite, Like, Crown Jewel for me is like down at the bottom. And honestly, the matches that have happened at Crown Jewel, I have not been interested in. It's always been just lame, and don't even get me started on the botch matches that have happened in Crown Jewel. Don't even get me started. Horrible. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Even though I don't like Crown Jewel, that's my least favorite pay-per-view from WWE. The fact that Tony Khan came at WWE in this way is super, like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even know. I see where he's coming from, and this is me, of why I have to go overseas with this extravagant spectacle of pay-per-view like Crown Jewel, and just to get money. Like, just let's be honest. The only reason why WWE goes over to Saudi Arabia for Crown Jewel is because the money is good. There were quite a few wrestlers who did not want to go to Saudi Arabia and perform in Crown Jewel because there's a lot of controversy. In 2019, WWE plane was detained and they had to stay there longer than they were supposed to. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and Tony wasn't even talking about that. I'm just talking about the backstory of why it's just controversial in the first place to have Crown Jewel at all. I get where Tony Khan is coming from, but once again, some sort of, whether it's a pay-per-view name or some sort of association with WWE, I think both companies are looking at each other. Like, you can tell by the product, but especially with AEW looking at WWE, because WWE has been around for decades. Even so, when he does that, he looks desperate. Tony Khan looks desperate when he continues to name drop or talk about WWE without talking about WWE. Now, I mean, do I agree with the fact that the Northeast in the US is heavily rich with wrestling history and a great wrestling market? Most definitely. Like, what it boils down to, whether Tony Khan is right with what he's saying, you can promote Grand Slam in 1,000 other ways without bringing WWE into the mix. If WWE wants to go to Saudi Arabia and have their booty Crown Jewel pay-per-view every year, so be it. It's their business. You do you, boo-boo, Tony Khan. You do you. Don't worry about it. But it's like every time Tony takes a step forward, it's like he takes 3 steps back. So guys, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you agree with what Tony Khan said? Do you think it's inappropriate? Do you think it's petty? Like, what stance are you taking? Now, am I calling Tony petty? I'm not, but I feel like he can promote his product better and be more effective in showcasing his brand in the right light without bringing WWE into the mix. Because once again, you're making it seem like you're the little company and WWE is the big company. And that's the last thing that Tony Khan wants. So again, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole thing. All right? Signing off, guys. Bye.